This is the Rawl of the Dead podcast with your host, Rawl of the Dead.
Hey guys, I am happy to announce that we have a sponsor for today's episode, and that is Happy Haunts. If you are into a haunted mansion at Disneyland, then look no further than Happy Haunts Clothing, your go-to for all haunted mansion inspired alternative fashion. So whether you're a fan of the dark side of Disney or just love a ghostly good time, their unique apparel will make sure you're the best dressed ghost at any haunted mansion. So be sure to follow them on Instagram at Happy Haunts Clothing for all the latest drops. Don't miss your chance to awaken the spirits. Visit their website, happyhaunts.com today. So, hey everybody, we have my good friend here, Raquel Welch.
Oh gosh, yes. Hello.
Not that Raquel Welch, but yeah.
The next
me and Raquel
generation.
worked together at Blackcraft. That's how we met.
Yeah.
That's how we became friends. And I remember when I first started there. Here, I'm gonna put this phone down. When I first started there, I think I was counting something, and then you came up and asked what size I wear, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of like
Random.
personal."
Oh, really? I don't remember this at all.
But it was like, oh, it's because we're giving everybody a jogger or something like that. Okay, all right. So I go, I don't know, I've never bought a jogger.
Oh my
I don't know what
gosh,
size,
yeah.
so I just said extra large, and that's how. But I was like, oh, that's really nice that she's giving me like something. But I didn't realize like, it takes me a little time to figure out everything out. It's like, oh, everybody was getting something.
Yeah, the company was.
So
doing
it was really cool. But you were so friendly and very nice. Yeah,
Thank
I was
you.
like, you and Joey, just the nicest people ever. And Joey, obviously from Happy Haunts.
Yeah.
You guys were just always just amazing. And then once I worked with you, I learned kind of your style of how you do photos. So we're going to get into photography stuff today, talking to Raquel because she's a photographer and an amazing photographer. So I remember like us working together and I needed to duplicate kind of what you were doing in your other pictures.
Yeah.
And I was like, and you helped me so much because you told me about like these presets I can get and like what you're using, and I still use some of them till this day.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm gonna use these presets for other things too. She's like, yeah, I would use it too. Like these are fantastic. So so that's how we met. And you shoot with a Canon. What is the Canon you have?
So I have a Canon 5D Mark IV, I think it is. Yeah.
Now,
That's
I
what
was
I
going to
shoot with.
ask you, do you ever think you'd want to go to a mirrorless, like the Canon EOS R or anything?
Okay, so I know that like mirrorless is like the trend now moving forward with cameras, and I feel like that's not gonna go anywhere. Like I feel like it's not gonna change because just like the difference in weight and size alone is like amazing.
Right.
But they're just better in low light. So obviously, like my goal, if I with my next body that I get someday, like the technology just improves so much. Over like the course of like 5 years, think of like how many cameras like come out. You know what I mean? So
it's like all the time. But Canon's really just one of the brands that I really love. Like I started off with a Canon, but of course I could not afford at that time the 5D Mark III, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like, I thought it was a ridiculous amount. Man,
I
$2,500.
know.
Meanwhile, I'm spending that on these cameras that I have here. I'm like,
I know, yeah.
And then even lenses. The lenses are so... You see the Canon lenses, you can get used ones.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the good thing about it. The Sony ones, they're still kind of brand new.
Yeah.
You might be able to get an older one, but
Yeah.
like now everything is all the G Master lenses.
They have new lenses now, though. It's like new series of lenses that work only with the mirrorless ones. And like with the mirrorless bodies, you can get like an adapter that like the standard lenses will work on the mirrorless, but with the mirrorless series like lenses, they do not work at all on like the older generation of bodies. As far as I know, maybe they have something that has
like
that
the
out
Sony,
now,
like this lens that my camera is on, that's a full frame lens on a crop sensor body.
Okay.
So that now at that 85 is now like 120.
Right. But
roughly.
it's mirrorless.
Mirrorless.
Right. So I don't think that one would work with a camera that has the mirror, like the bodies that have the mirror in them.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Like the mirrorless series lenses. Yeah. No, I don't think that. So as far as Canon, so with the bodies that have the mirror, like the older lenses that worked with those, if you have a mirrorless body camera, I don't know, maybe they have developed something now, but when I looked maybe a year ago, because I was like, what the heck? Like, can I get the R series lens or whatever they call it for Canon? They like only work on mirrorless bodies. So it's like there's this whole new line of lenses now that I can't even adapt to my
You'd have to start all over.
Exactly. So it's just like it's a lot, but I know.
But I remember picking up your camera one time because you're small, you're
heavy,
tiny, and you're like, here, hold my camera. I was like, whoa, it's like a brick.
Yeah, I know.
I go, Raquel, this is what you shoot with? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I go,
my back.
Well, this is like so much. And then the strap just goes over here. Like, I go, I don't know how you're doing that. Like, this gets heavy after a while, and it hurts my shoulder. Right. And I even have like the nice strap, so that doesn't happen. So I commend you for like
dealing with
that big old setup.
Oh, I know. So I'm very much a person who's like, because in this consuming, obsessed like culture that we're in, especially in photography and like creating content and all these things, there's all these products that are like pushed onto you, like you need to buy this.
Yeah, no, totally.
A tripod, ring light, lens, camera, new technology, whatever, to make the best content. Everyone is getting this thing. And it's just like, I'm very much like less is more. And like, you can really push yourself to be more creative if you just look at what you start with and kind of think of, how creative can I get with just these things? And then slowly like add in small little things to like modify that. I really believe in like using what you have and like mastering like what you have before you make that, decision to just like go like buy a whole bunch of stuff.
Let me get that 8K camera that's out now.
Yeah. Because even with me trying to be like, I don't know, stingy, I guess, about what I decide to like invest in, you'll end up with all this gear that you just like, it doesn't get used, so
I have a lot of gear that I started selling on OfferUp that I don't use anymore.
Yeah.
So I even sold 2 C-stands that I don't even use. I think one of them I had it with us one time over there at work, but it's kind of a dangerous C-stand because it's one of those that doesn't have the spring. So if you loosen it and it drops down, it'll kill your finger basically. Oh, yeah. So I kind of got rid of. I mean, I only got them for $20, so I'm not going to complain. And it's a good stand.
Yeah. But it'll hold it up. But
now going forward, even like this stand is the same deal.
Yeah.
I don't know why this doesn't have a cushion, and I paid $150 for this. But I like it because it goes up very high.
Yeah.
So sometimes I need to like. I need to go up high for either photos or I don't even know why I got that. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I like that it just goes high, so I have like some room, because I think some of these other stands, I'm like, it won't go higher. And if you're dealing with a tall person, like a Mr. Floats or something, I'm like,
you need it to go high.
I can't go any higher than this, Mr. Floats. And then he's just like so tall, so like that's probably one of the reasons I got it. Other than that, the C stand does the trick as well. Yeah. So, anyways, before we get more into camera stuff,
sorry,
I wanted to find out what. Yeah. No, I know you're originally from Florida.
Yes, I know.
So when did you move here to LA?
So I was like born in South Dakota, which is like
South
the
Dakota.
middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And then when I was like 8, I moved to Orlando, Florida, and
Disney World.
Yeah, so Disney World. So I grew up a little Disney World, Universal theme park girly.
Nice.
My high school was across the street from Universal. So like you could literally see like can't remember the roller coaster. I think it was like Dueling Dragons or whatever. Like you could see like once they built it, Hogwarts, you could see Hogwarts from my school. Oh, wow. So I literally would walk outside and I'd be like, that's Hogwarts. I want to go there instead. But literally, so And then I moved here in 2019. So like
so
before
not that
the
long.
pandemic. Yeah, I know, like 5-ish years.
Yeah, that's not that long.
I know it feels longer than that. But
so I met you when you were only here a year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't
crazy.
that crazy? Yeah. Okay, so
No wonder.
Yeah, so I started Blackcraft in like 2019.
Yeah.
But when did you start? Because I feel like my time there, I feel you'd been there the whole time. So it couldn't have been much
No, I started
later.
in October 2020.
After COVID.
That was after COVID.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What?
Well, COVID was still going strong.
No,
we were
I know.
wearing masks.
But
that whole
things
year,
were clearly like we were
Yeah.
getting back into it at that time.
Yeah, I think in March. Well, that's the whole reason. I mean, I've told this story before, but that's the whole reason I got out of my Fox job because of COVID. Because once I was furloughed, I got really happy.
Yeah.
And I was working at my daughter's work at Edible Arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, hey, this is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like, I could just listen to music and just make these deliveries and get paid. And then I'm getting paid by my work as well.
Yeah.
And then when I remember I was like all happy doing one of my deliveries. And then my boss called me. And he's like, hey, we're coming back to work. I'm like, I got so depressed.
You're like, no.
I go, no. And that's when I realized, I got to get out of here.
Want to, yeah.
So that's why I ended up, once that position opened up, I go, I'm jumping ship.
Yeah, yeah.
And good thing I did, because I think that wouldn't have led to where I'm at now, where I could do all this stuff more full time. Whereas over there, it was hard to juggle both. You know, it was hard to do a side business.
Yeah.
But then work, I'd be up at, I know this is crazy.
Yeah.
I used to get up at 3:45 a.m. Yeah, 3:45, and guess what time I'd get home? 8 o'clock.
At night?
Yes,
What?
and I get off at 5.
So you would just go to bed and then you'd like
I'd
be
go
like,
to.
I need to go to bed
I
right
was
now.
always tired.
Yeah.
I'd go to bed at 11.
Oh, that's hard.
So I did like 4 hours maybe
Yeah.
of sleep, and I'd take naps. This is why I was taking naps. I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
And I take a nap at work.
Yeah.
So with that led, so I haven't been here. I mean, I wasn't there that long
Yeah.
after you got here. So what led you to come here? Because you and Joey obviously met in Florida.
Yeah. So
How did you enjoy me? I don't know if I've ever asked that.
So basically,
Joey's the creator of Happy Haunts, by the way. I had him on the
that's
show.
Joey.
If you don't know who
yeah,
Joey Parks
that's my
is.
fiance, life partner.
Yes, and
we just celebrated 10 years
10 years
at the end of
Damn.
August 24th. Yeah.
Congratulations! That's awesome.
So crazy.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
It flies by.
I feel like life before him was like a different life or a different person or something, just because
I feel the same way with April.
Like we've grown so much. That's why I talk to him. He's literally like the best person I know, like straight up. I adore him so much. But I feel like I see couples, especially when you're younger, like you grow in that 10 years, you could like become a totally different person and be on a different like path than like your partner. Like even like your friends, you know, you kind of grow a little bit distant from some of your friends just because you like develop your own interests, and that doesn't always like translate in your part. Maybe your partner wants different things. I don't know. You know what I mean? So like, I think it's really cool that we have just grown together and just stayed like on the same page and like what we want in like our future and stuff like that. So I'm really lucky for that reason. But the way that we met is so like random. I was working at this restaurant, and his cousins were working there. Like they're
His
like
cousins
siblings.
work there?
Yeah, his cousins work there. And they're like siblings. There's 4 of them, but 3 of them worked at this one restaurant that I just also happened to be working at. And one of them was like a hostess server with me. One of them was a bartender, and then one of them was like a manager. And so I was really good friends with this hostess / like server. She was like my little work bestie. We would hang out every night outside of work, stuff like that. And then he like came to get dinner. He lived in Orlando, and this was like in Tallahassee. he came to visit his cousins in Tallahassee and just ate at the restaurant one day, and I was like, who's that? To my friend, I was like, who's that really cute guy with like all the tattoos and stuff? And she was like, that's my cousin. Ew. And I was like, all right. Well, so like at the time, yeah, I was like going through a breakup with like, yeah, I was just like,
you were with somebody sort of,
yeah. So nothing like happened at that time. That was just when I like met him, but I was like living in Tallahassee for like only a couple years in my life, and then he was living in Orlando. So I was just like, how the heck could you be from Orlando? That's where I grew up, but I never met you. Like we have like so similar like friends and stuff like that. So then it was like a year probably or something later, I went back to Orlando, and that's when I like saw him out or reconnected with him then. But the way that I met him is really random, and it was just like because of his family actually. So it's really random. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So did you approach him, or did they set you up?
We the first day that we met, we just all kind of like hung out when they got like off of work or something. But like I said, it was nothing happened that day. That's just how I met him. I thought he was cute at the time, but yeah.
But that was about it. You're like, oh, maybe I'll see him again. Maybe
exactly. Yeah. And then later on, once I moved to Orlando, or I moved back to Orlando from Tallahassee, I can't remember how, but I ended up seeing him like probably out somewhere or whatever. And then I was like, hey, it's me.
It's me.
The man of my dreams.
Who are you?
Yeah, right? No, but yeah, that's how we reconnected. But
now, was Joey in a band at that time or no?
Yeah, he was in a band. He was a total rock star. I'm just kidding.
No, he was,
he
right?
Was,
yeah, he
though.
told me.
He was signed to Republic Records, which is like insane.
It's huge. You told me about it.
Yeah, his goal like in life growing up was like, I'm going to be signed to a major label, and he like crossed that off of his list in his life. So it's really cool. So I think
awesome.
that the term that they use is kind of like, it's like if your album, when you drop an album, they do like a promotion, and then they kind of see where things go with like a breakout artist or whatever. And so after his first album, I don't think that they like continued making their music or whatever. I don't really know exactly. Naja's so cute. I'm sure you hear that like from everyone.
No, I spoil her too. I bought her 2 new toys yesterday.
She's so cute.
So that's she's just over there like looking around. But that's, and then so how did you get into photography? What made you want to get into photography? Because was it before all that, or were you?
So like I've loved photography like my whole life.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
When I was really little, my mom had this like business where she still is really obsessed with this concept and these types of pictures. They're called lenticular photos, where like it's like those like moving pictures. Like if you go like this, it's like a kind of like a plastic.
Oh yeah.
Or like
I have one of those.
Yeah, it's like a layer of, I don't know what to call it. She'll be mad because I'm saying it's plastic, but you know what I mean? It's like this textured layer.
I know. I have one in the room.
Yeah.
I might have one out here, but there's one where
you know what it is. Where the
it's
picture
like a regular
moves.
person. Then
and then
mine's
it
are all
moves,
scary.
right? Yeah. So most of them have like a couple pictures where they move like this or like whatever. But she's since like the 90s. So when I was born in '93, but since then she's been obsessed with. She's been obsessed with these like lenticular photos. And so her like business when we were really young involved these like lenticular pictures. So she would take pictures of us and like whatever, like Photoshop, and try to make these like sort of things. And it's like, I mean, she really really believes in the technology and whatever behind it. It's not my ideal type of like photography, you know what I mean? It's giving life touch a little bit. It's giving school picture kind of, but I've seen like what people have done with it now. Like you still see them sometimes, but it's not really this like breakout technology, whatever. Since I was little, I was just around cameras, Photoshop, photography.
So you learned about Photoshop early. Yeah. Because you are very good at Photoshop.
You're so nice. Thank you. It's a journey, you know?
You showed me a few things and I still don't get it.
You're like, what?
And it's easy. You just take this tool. I'm like, what do you mean it's easy? This thing. And we were like, and then you create another mask. I'm like,
yeah.
Wait, start in the beginning again.
You're like, no, I'm not. I know. It takes a long time of just practice. And
it's like you told me you have to just repeat the process.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's what I learned. Like if I just repeat it.
Just do it over and over and over. Yeah. And then, you learn one thing and then another and then another. Oh. Yeah. I'm trying to get her to like come over to me. So maybe if I don't pay attention to her. I feel like cats are like that. They're
she's looking at your phone.
Oh, okay. They're like, don't touch me unless
it's
on my terms.
Mind. She doesn't
really?
mind. Yeah.
Hi, cutie.
Yeah, she's okay with that.
Okay.
My other cat was not like that.
Oh, really?
The other cat we had, not Minky, but Bengals.
Oh, hey.
See that she'll do that.
She's so cute. But I feel like I really like. So I've always loved photography, and then when I was in middle school, I had like this art teacher who I love her so much. Miss Schweikert was her name.
What's her name?
Miss Schweikert.
Oh, Miss Schweikert.
She was nice.
Shout out to Miss Schweikert.
Shout out to Miss Schweikert. But yeah, she like, I don't know. I feel like you just need one teacher to kind of like believe in you sometimes. Yeah. And she was just so amazing and so sweet. So I've always been like a creative person, but I've really started doing art and loving it. All my closest friends were like artists, and they still are now, or studied art or whatever back like in school. And I was like convinced that I was gonna do like art, but then everyone kept telling me artists are poor, like they don't make any money, like you'll never do anything with your life if you like try to study art or like whatever. And so I got really like afraid hearing that just like over and over and over.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, what's something creative that I can do that like could like still make like money or whatever.
Yeah.
And so for a while I thought I was going to be an architect. I took like a bunch of years of drafting and learned how to make floor plans and all this stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Then I found out that you have to be really good at math. So like,
you're not good at math.
Do architecture.
Must they have a calculator for it?
Yeah, your girlie might have taken algebra like 4 times. So
yeah. No, I think definitely with building stuff. There's these guys that like I work with at Fox that would do math in their head. It's like
it's like engineering. Like
they just are.
Yeah.
They're not like. I don't think they went to school for it. They're just like, okay, so we need this, so this is the exact amount. He just did the math in his head right now.
Right.
And they get the exact.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah. And for me, it's like, it was not right for me. So.
I'm not good at math either.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. It's so hard. So I feel like I had always like, you know, during like MySpace days and stuff, like, I was always online. I was on like Tumblr, like Pinterest. Tumblr, just like, I feel like photos, like I just had so many like albums on my computer of like saved like photos that like, I don't know, inspired me or like moved me in some certain way, kind of like just you could stare at them and feel like there was like some sort of story like going on with them. So I've always just like loved photography. And then there's this one like magazine that like really inspired me too. It's called Fruits Magazine. I actually brought one with me because I'm like a little nerd. It's over here. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see that. Fruits Magazine. Is that what you said? Fruits?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay. This is Fruits Magazine.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So this was like something I found in like Barnes and Nobles when I was like probably in like 6th grade or like 5th grade. But it's this like Japanese photographer. His name is Shoichi Aoki. I think that's his name. And he they made like a book out of it, but it was like a bunch of like magazine issues, and he would go out into like around Tokyo and just find people wearing stuff and like ask them about like what it's like street photography, like street fashion, and then just like everyday people like in Japan. So I was like, literally, this changed my life, like for real. I was like, I'm obsessed. Like, I don't know, I just love like, obviously, just their culture of like street fashion.
The fashion, the culture,
and they would ask them like, so he would be like, okay, where did you get certain things? And then at the last thing he would ask them was, what is your current obsession? And some of their current obsession, like, so it just kind of gave you like a little insight into like them as a person. So they would say, one of them says drumming, dancing, a certain like band who I don't know who they are, Radio Golden Era. But yeah, it's just really cool. So I'm gonna show this.
So that's cool. Yeah, let me see that.
But so since I saw this magazine around this age, was like wanting to do something with art, like trying to be creative, I feel like
shooting people.
Yeah, exactly. And like just like fashion in general, like fashion and like beauty is like what really stuck out to me as like, I don't know, a teenager.
Also just the theme of what he's doing.
Right, yeah.
Is good.
Just
it's
like
cool.
street fashion, yeah. And just going around Tokyo and finding like people in the wild and like shooting them like that is just like so, I don't know. For me, when I was younger, I was like, this is amazing. So I like saved a bunch of money for my first camera and like all this stuff. But I feel like I was in this like imposter syndrome, or like I was like scared to like admit out loud that I like wanted to like do photography, just because I felt like I wasn't like worthy, or like I didn't know enough like technical like skill to like say that about myself. Like I feel like, okay, if you're gonna be like, I'm a photographer, like you better like know what you're you know what I mean? It was and I just felt like
I felt that in the very beginning too. I never called myself a photographer, and when people say oh, you're a photographer, I go, oh, I don't know.
Even now I'm like, well, but it's like,
now I'm used to it. Now I was like, I'm a fucking photographer.
Exactly.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Now, exactly. I'm like, yes. But I don't know, I feel like I have so much respect for like a certain artist, or like certain photographer, or a certain idol that like inspired me, that I'm like, oh my God, I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like it was like a pedestal that I was just like, I'm not there yet.
Right.
So, I was like I was offered like opportunities when I was younger to do like paid photo work and stuff, but I was just scared of like disappointing somebody, basically, or just feeling like I said, like I wasn't a real photographer, or like whatever, you know what I mean? So after building my confidence and like doing a lot of practice, that just helped me a lot. So
did you feel that way because you weren't doing enough photos or enough paid work, and that's why you didn't feel like you're a professional photographer? And then when does that actually happen anyways?
Right, exactly.
Somebody told me, it's like, you're a professional photographer when you get paid for your work. And I was like, well, I've been paid a couple of times, but I still don't feel that way.
Yeah, right.
Is it when you're making a living of it full time? No, because I know so many great photographers that still have a full time job, do this on the side as a side business still, and they're professional photographers. Yeah. So I don't really know. I
don't know if it's like one certain moment or like thing that could like happen to you. I feel like it might be just like your mindset, literally, you know? And the amount of practice and like hours that you've like put into your craft or whatever, I would say.
Yeah, because even when I was still at Fox, I still had trouble finding, and I was already 7-8 years in photography, and I still didn't really felt like I was a photographer because it wasn't something I was doing full time.
Right, yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know.
Like when I first picked up my camera and was shooting just my friends or just for fun or whatever.
Yeah.
I just felt like my dream was to have a job where I could be like creating full time. And now like that is my job. And that's like so crazy that is my job. Like I do that. Yeah.
I remember one time I told you
Yeah.
when I sat next to you on the first day I was working with you, and I was like, in my head, I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this and I'm getting paid for it. This is what I do like at home.
This is my job.
I was so many years doing this at home. Nobody was paying me to do it, except for, of course, like the clients.
Yeah, right.
But to actually sit at a job, I felt like I'm cheating.
I know. Yeah. No, it's.
But no, it's not, because this is actually this is a skill
There's
that requires
value, in that skill.
And I didn't really realize that. I go, oh yeah, I guess not a lot of people know about Lightroom, Photoshop, and even like Premiere Pro and all that. And I learned all that when I was working there. Premiere Pro was very new to me still.
Yeah.
And I was
Premiere is hard. They make it so complicated.
Yeah.
It feels
I don't know.
so
I'm
complicated.
used to it now.
Yeah. When you're learning it though, it's like.
When I first got Premiere, I downloaded it and I paid for it and everything. I was like, this is a big mistake. Like, I don't know what any of this stuff is. And I got like,
it's overwhelming.
So psyched out. I'm like, I didn't open it up for another month or two.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm going back to iMovie.
Yeah. You're like,
it's it's so much easier. I go, I know where this is.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely I got back into it, and then now it's like I can't look back. It's like, wow. I go, there's a lot that I learned from Premiere. Like I do Premiere like almost every day now. Yeah. And I'm always editing some type of video, if it's for myself or for a brand or for a client. And now it's just like, it's almost second nature. I don't really want to learn. Everyone's telling me to switch to DaVinci Resolve.
I heard about that one.
I don't really want to switch though.
I feel like Adobe is such a like.
It's a complicated program.
It is, but it's like they're the ones that are like. I would say Adobe, so After Effects or Premiere, or like Final Cut would be like the two that I would like go between when it comes to like professionally like editing a video or whatever, just because like that's like what professional industry people use. And if you can be trained on that, you can take that to something if you ever needed to or whatever, and those ones get like updated the most. Like anytime some sort of feature is going to come out in a program, it's going to be on those programs. Even like the AI feature. I remember I showed it to you in the very beginning, and I was like, hey, look what I just did. I just added a bat to this picture. And those other programs are going to be copying them now. So
I was surprised that Adobe kind of caught on a little bit late with that, because the AI was already out and people were using, they're using this software for this AI thing. I go, well, why isn't Photoshop or Lightroom doing any AI? And now Lightroom's updating with AI with AI as well. So if you take an image that's really like dark and grainy, and you had to put up your ISO really high, you can now clean it up.
AI noise,
the noise is like it saved me on some of the photos that were really dark and grainy. I'm like, whoa, this thing really worked. I really put it to the test. And we did this dark shoot where like it looked okay on the monitor, but when I got home, it looked even darker. I'm like, oh man, I should have just exposed it better in the location. So I upped it and I saw all the grain and it cleaned it all up.
When I think about like, look how far we've come with editing in the past like couple years. It's like, what are these programs going to do like in a couple years? You know what I mean? It's like crazy.
With AI just taking over everything too.
You're going to have like, you're going to have like, I don't know, like a video of a person or something. You could have them in like a blank t-shirt. I'm just thinking about my current job. I'm like, you could have a video of them in a blank shirt and then be like, throw this art on there or whatever. And it's going to like move and do whatever you want.
Maybe. Yeah. So the weird thing about the AI tool that I've run into as well, like especially like when we did that beach shoot, if I'm trying to take out something because there's so much skin in the photo because it's a beach shoot. Yeah. I'm just trying to take out the softbox.
Yeah. Oh,
and they would tell me like, no. I go like, why? It doesn't tell you why. And it's because it's so close to the skin.
Oh, is it the
The generative fill, yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to edit a picture of my friend's bra because she was like, my bra, like my boobs look crazy here. Like, you know, like I was trying to add bra basically to like her boobs. And so I was like, let me just see what the like AI thing does. And it was like, this goes against like our policy
the
or
guidelines.
So it's flagged as like nudity. So like Photoshop won't do anything if it thinks it's spicy or whatever. So maybe that's what was happening because it was a beach shoot and it was swimway involved. So,
and if it's anything close to like the legs,
exactly,
like crotch area, we can say it, crotch area. Like sometimes there's a stand behind them, and I go, okay, I got to edit that stand that's right in between.
They're like, oh,
and like
this
goes against our community stand. I go, come on, guys, like, they need to perfect it still a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like they're not trying to add anything like.
Did you? So what I saw online that was controversial with Photoshop specifically was that they put out a new terms of service, and it said we're gonna use your work, and like Photoshop's gonna like learn based off your work for AI basically. And so to use Photoshop at all, you have to accept it, but they could like their AI program could like learn how to do shit based on what humans are, how humans are editing and being trained on that or whatever. So there was this whole like, I'm not going to use Photoshop anymore because of this. Because a lot of, I know AI is like a very controversial subject, especially in art. You know what I mean? I feel like it's such a big train, like it's coming no matter what. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I got on board right away.
With anything, I'm like this is what's going to happen. You're not going to stop. Yeah, this is happening. So, like, I might as well try to learn what I can from it and see what happens with it. And if something, you know, I would never want to, like, take away from real artists or whatever. I'm not drawing people. That's not, you know what I mean, what we're doing. Yeah. We're, like, retouching their skin or whatever. We're not, like...
I mostly use it just to remove things in the background, move the softbox.
We're just trying to make our life a little bit easier. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know the cloning and all the other things like that takes forever.
It's a long time.
Sometimes it's not like perfect.
No.
And then you get tired. I'm like, okay, this took me 20 minutes.
And then you're on one picture, and you're like,
I have 180 more to go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's
so
AI makes it so much easier. Right. So I use it for the good things, not to like
rip people off, like we were saying. Yeah. No. Like I could understand why an artist who, you know, like their pictures are being stolen and uploaded somewhere, and then some program is like drawing people based on the stuff that they're doing. Like, I feel like, okay, that is wrong. Like, totally. That's bad. We don't want to take money away from artists ever, but they're, you know what I mean? Like, it, like I said, AI is happening no matter what. So how can we, like, I don't know, come to terms that we could all agree on, things that help us and things that is probably we should stay away from, right?
April showed me that the Instagram Stories AI tool on there. Have you used that one?
Instagram Stories has AI now?
If you click on put your photo there, and there's like a little, the first button there. Okay. You probably won't recognize it, but hit it, and that can change your background. So like,
cut you out of the background?
Yeah, so and then you can add a new background. You can just give it a command. And so she showed me one time. I was like, I go, where was this picture from? And she goes, that was from yesterday. And I go, but I don't remember that kitchen. Yeah. Like,
where was the kitchen? Where was this at? When were you in this kitchen?
It's like, I used AI. I was like,
what are you talking about?
So she showed me something. Really? I'm like, I go, what do you mean you used AI? And then she showed me on Instagram when she came over, like, oh, I didn't even know that. So I don't really use it a lot, but I think I use it for something just to replace the background for something. But it is kind of cool. It looks pretty good actually for an Instagram app to be doing that. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy.
Instagram, if they want to add some features or whatever for editing, they need to get a better video editor because the real editing tool is a fucking joke, honestly.
I like the TikTok one.
The CapCut is amazing.
And CapCut, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah,
yeah, but CapCut, I edit. That's my second one that I edit videos with. Yeah, because I kind of know it now.
For mobile, yeah.
And it's just so easy.
It's so easy, yeah.
I mean, I don't even. The quality. I even upgrade to the. I don't want to pay for it. Yeah. I just use the free one because I go, I don't know if I want to pay for all these like. Yeah. But it has amazing effects that you can do for your video, and then you can upload it to TikTok
directly there, or you could save it and then whatever. But yeah, their app is amazing. So I'm like,
Instagram sucks.
Yeah, and people are paying for that separate CapCut app to make their videos look better for TikTok. So I'm like, Instagram, make a fucking paid editing app. Hello,
make
everyone
it connected like that to CapCut.
Everyone will connect it to Instagram.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
How many people would pay for that?
I don't know.
A lot,
probably.
Because CapCut is like, Instagram swears, oh, if you use CapCut, we can tell, and we're not going to promote your video. Yeah. So if they were like, okay, this is our version, if you use this one, you know, your video would get promoted because it's edited through Instagram or whatever. That's what they say about their videos. I'm like, why don't y'all get on that?
I've tried both. I've tried like Premiere. Most of my videos are Premiere edited, CapCut, and then TikTok, and then also Instagram.
Yeah.
And I've tested all these things. There's no consistency to any of it.
Yeah.
Some will get it's mostly whatever it is that you're posting.
Yeah.
That will get pushed a little bit more. The one that didn't get pushed was a Freddy Krueger one I did, is because it was really dark, fog, and I put it on TikTok, and I remember it got like 10 views. Yeah. And that's weird.
TikTok is strange. It's a strange platform.
Do you like TikTok?
Like, I don't want to say I dislike TikTok, but I think that people put so much emphasis on, oh, you need to get on TikTok, you need to create for TikTok and stuff. But I feel like it depends on your audience, because the audience on TikTok is so young, like, that they might not give a fuck about, I don't know, like whatever your business is or your profile or whatever. So I think that it's also really bad just for businesses in general, like company profiles, because on TikTok you want to see, if you go to all the biggest creators, it's that same person, and it's like selfie, and they're like, this is what I'm doing, or you know what I mean? It's like, you know what to like expect from them, and you go to them for that like one thing, kind of. So for like a business, it's like, I don't know, unless you're like making super like TikTok shop viral products and you have a page, like, I don't know, like, but, or you do the live stream or whatever, but in general, I feel like it's not easy for a business page, like a professional page, to trend well on there unless there is like a person or like a character, like the same person making those. Maybe they do like the green screen type of videos, like a doctor talking about, oh, I heard this skincare thing, and then the doctor's like, no, it sucks, it's stupid, or you know what I mean? Like,
the fake background or whatever.
Right. So like, I just feel like it's really not ideal for everyone to be on TikTok, and it does depend on your audience and like how young they are. I also feel like there's the brand loyalty on TikTok for these creators is like not there. Like, you have to be really, really big on TikTok for people to like know who you are, because you could have one video where it's literally like the most dumb shit too will go viral on there. Exactly. You'll see them, the video will be them taking their phone out of their pocket and being like, ugh, and then that video will have like 16 million views or something, and you're like, it doesn't make sense. 16 million views on like this? Like, what even is this? You know what I mean? And then that one video on this one person's page will have all these views, and then all these people will follow them because of that one video. Yeah. But you go to their page and the rest of their videos are like not doing shit, because that's a random ass video that just like went viral.
One might be good. Yeah. Doesn't mean everything else is going to be,
and you're not going to know that person or what they're about or what they do or whatever. So I think I don't remember what it was, but it was like some playlist live type of event where they had like TikTok creators come and do like a panel or something, and there was this TikToker I think she had like 3 million followers, and she came to do like a meet and greet or like a panel, and nobody came to her panel. And it's like, because oh, really? Just because you have these followers on TikTok doesn't mean that like people know who you are or whatever. I just noticed that it's not the same like loyalty, like I said, to your brand or like understanding of you as a creator, unless you were like really big and you're constantly doing videos that are constantly trending and you're growing your audience on there. It's not like one random video that just like popped off. Yeah.
It has to be like something that you're getting popular for, not just on one platform, but maybe all of them.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, this well-known YouTuber is also
on TikTok.
On TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, I see this person always posting and they might become big from that. Yeah. I remember I was watching... I think I was watching Selling Sunset or something, and they had these two girls that were like, I was like, oh, these they're like famous TikTokers, and they were showing them just like dancing, like whatever it was. I'm like, and they're buying these like $25 million houses,
buying them.
Yeah, they're like, we don't know if we like this house or not. Like, I think I'm gonna have to move out. Like, they're all like cool, like they're like young kids, and like. I don't know, maybe. I guess I could live anywhere. I don't know. Like, I go, you guys are just like making money off TikTok probably, and their parents also kind of look like they used to be models or something. But yeah, it's like, but I never heard of them.
Yeah.
I don't. Right. So if they were having a signing, I wouldn't know like what they're doing. Like, I don't know anybody on TikTok that I follow except for a couple of people. There's a guy that does like a Lars Ulrich.
Yeah.
He cracks me up. He just does like these ridiculous drum that like if Lars Ulrich played for Tool, and it's all these like off beats, and he just keeps doing the snare like and the faces, and I'm like, I could just watch that all day and crack up. And even if he was doing something, I'd be like, I'm not gonna go see that guy. Like, I just watch his videos. That's about it.
Yeah. You know? So, and I don't, I say that and trying not to sound mean, because these creators are working hard, right?
No,
there's some of them are pumping out content and really doing the most, so like get their videos out there and stuff, and it's like good for them. I'm just saying, like, working in like a field where it's like, okay, we need to make content, and what platform do we need to be on? Everyone's saying TikTok or whatever. I'm just saying, it is like a fast growing platform, but I don't think it's necessary for everyone to put so much attention into growing on there. You know what I mean?
I also feel like it's not the same as Instagram. I think people get those two confused, because Instagram started off as a photo thing. And it's always been that. It started ripping off Snapchat.
Yeah.
Started now ripping off TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they've ripped off, but they're staying relevant, because obviously it's just Facebook and Instagram combined. And then TikTok started off as something completely different. It was videos that were portrait style from the very beginning.
Yeah. Wasn't it like, it was called like Sing Something, and they would do like...
Yeah.
They would do like karaoke or something on there.
You know what? I'm going to change the subject.
You're good.
Well, no, we're on the subject, actually. Somebody, this is annoying, like, I don't know if I should say this, but sometimes when I'm doing photo shoots, I'm getting distracted or slowed down because the client or whatever are doing their TikTok thing.
Oh, like in the middle of their photo shoot, they got to film their own shit? Yeah.
And I have to wait because they're getting the timing wrong. They're like, oh, we have to do it again. That was I just missed it. I'm like, can we get on with this, please? Like, I want to go. I want to eat dinner already. And dude, it's just people are really caught up with it. I'm like,
as someone who makes reels and TikToks, and you got to learn like the transition and like where to cut it, and then like how to jump back in or whatever. Like, that shit takes time.
It takes time. Wait, I've done it with you.
It takes time. Yeah. It'll take like an hour sometimes to film like
ridiculous.
One video.
Well, can't we just do this in
like
Premiere?
3 seconds and no one cares. Yeah, right. Or edit it later, I
was like, this would be so much easier to... That's why I like... Sometimes I'm like, no, I think I'm just going to edit this in Premiere, and I don't really care if nobody sees it.
Right.
I think I average around 300 views anyways. The one I posted just the other day is only at 50. I have no idea why.
On TikTok?
On TikTok. And it's a Lively Ghost video, and it's like I just posted. I go, I'm going to post this video. But watch, I'll post something else tomorrow or something else that's also with the same camera and Premiere Pro, and it'll be at 1,000. It's just hit and miss on that.
So because I make content for a goth brand too.
Yes.
I've noticed with TikTok is they're extra sensitive about alternative stuff, like goth stuff. Anything that's like satanic or devilly or whatever, which is everything that we do.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's like shadow banned. It's not even like nudity, but I feel like it's just like I don't know. I feel like they're like that platform is extra sensitive to that type of content or product because it's
I think I really can't. I don't really worry about it so much, but
right.
Like I said, some of the scary stuff that I do post on there, they do trend really well, and then some of them just don't.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I can't figure it out, and I don't want to. And even Instagram's getting hard now. Like now, my posts are getting very little likes. It's not getting pushed out there. Whereas before, it's like, 100 probably in that few hours. Now it's like it might not reach 100 in the next couple of days. And so I don't know if I should be posting every day or not.
Right. It's hard.
And then I'm trying to like can be consistent on the reels as well. But
for me, for any type of video on the apps, what I've noticed helps is like in those first like 1 to like 2 seconds, your video literally used to be like, hey, stop scrolling, hey, boom, hello, like
people have actually done that,
look here or whatever. You know what I mean? That's why like every like
the
video that you see trending, they're like, did you know that this is how you could, you know what I mean? Or like, have you ever wanted to do this and didn't know how? Or like, it starts off with something that's just like,
they catch your attention.
Yeah. Cause like otherwise, like it's so hard.
And that's not, now that's going back to like me being a creator. I don't want to be a content person. I just want to be, I want to be a creator of my own work,
like
of
art.
Of like, okay, we just got this character that's scary. Let's do a story with that where he's coming in and he's chasing this person, and we can cut up it maybe into 3 just for that. But I really don't really want to do that. I just want to. I just want it a landscape, like movie style video.
You want your style of photography.
And now I'm finding out I'm a content creator. I'm like, I don't really want to do that.
You're like, your style of photography is cinematic. It's dramatic. It's like, it's horror, like inspired. It's not for TikTok, like we just said. You know what I mean?
That's why I just post whatever I want.
And I respect that, because you're not gonna like have your character do some shit for TikTok just to get views or whatever. Like it doesn't make sense for the type of stuff that you're shooting. Like
I did it with this one guy that's a Freddy Krueger guy. He hired me to do his video, and it was only for TikTok. Right. So, but I did it on this camera. We did it portrait style, and I've never really done this before. So I've never done one where there's dancing involved, and then there's this trending music. And he had me do all this. Trust me, this is gonna blow up. And he posted it, but he posted like the raw video, not what I edited, and that's fine. But it did get a lot of views. It was like 640,000 or something like that. I'm like, so he knows what he's doing with this stuff. Like and then when he was telling me about it, I go, that's your world. Like,
hey, if you're dressed up and you're dancing, like, you deserve some fucking views, okay?
Yeah. Because and he's got the whole styles of what he does. He's like, okay, he was telling me like all this stuff. I go, see, that's not really what I do. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go more into the route of cinema stuff and horror, and not really like be like this content person.
Viral, like
I'm not trying to like chase the latest trends. Exactly, and I know that's like important for things, but I'm like, I don't really care. Right. Like, whatever it does, it does. I don't want people to like what I'm doing and know that this is what you're getting. I don't want to follow the trend style. You know what I mean? And could you see me dancing on TikTok?
No, and I'm not either. So like, I have a lot of respect for that, and I think like, as a photographer myself, it's like in this day and age, we're just expected to like also do video and also be trending online like that. You know what I mean? Like making videos that trend, or that's how you grow and stuff. And it's just like, where do you find that like balance of like, okay, like this is my like art and this is like what I want people to like know me as, and not, you know, I'm not trying to pretend that I'm like an educator or like something else, you know what I mean? Like things that it just like doesn't feel authentic to you. So
I can't do that anyways. Like I can't fake it anyways.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
I don't know how to do it.
No.
Like I go, well, this is only the thing I know how to do, and this is just what I'm going to continue doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all the other trends, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not on. The only reason I'm on TikTok is because I like all the small videos. I mean, it's a lot of paranormal stuff that I like. Like there's even UFO stuff.
Scary.
Oh yeah, I
like
all the
scary story time things.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's like it's like this caught on camera on a ring, and it's like, what was it? And you see like a ghost or whatever. I go, whoa, that's crazy. Really? Or like a time traveler. Like I know I don't really believe in all that, but I do believe in ghosts and all this other stuff. Not the time travelers, but there's one guy that like does this time travel video. And it's so dumb. He was back in the Western days, and the video happened to be like black and white. Because he was back in the Western. I go, oh, and then your video camera just automatically turned black and white. It was just so dumb. He's like, I'm back here in the Western town. Look, and I go, dude, you're just right here in that. I know where you're. I know where you're at. You're in that one in the desert. That's that Western town they have over there.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's like, and then on TikTok as well. I don't know if it's my age or not, but I keep getting the same ads pop up of people saying, you got to buy this contour pillow. I'm like, why do I keep that? What does that keep popping? Does that happen to you or anybody? Or is it just me?
So TikTok Shop is like the bane of my existence right now. So I would love to talk about it because I've been like, I've been in the back end of TikTok Shop setting it up, and it's insane. There is a lot of money being made on TikTok Shop. A lot of money. They want to be like kind of like Amazon, where if you commit to selling your product on TikTok, you have to commit to have it shipped out in like 2 days. Like, or you could get like flagged.
Okay.
So there's all these
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, there's all these like requirements. That's like, okay, if you're going to put your product on here, like it's going to get shipped out fast. Like they're going to get it, whatever.
Yeah.
But, what TikTok used to do or allow was you could tag like your own website on like your video, or like you could link a Shopify to TikTok. So in the caption or somewhere you could click on it and it would take you to like, I don't know, Rawl of the Dead, whatever. And you could shop there. But now they're like, no. No other like websites are like allowed to be.
All right, we are back. Sorry about that, guys. Good. We had to switch out the battery on the camera. But, yeah, go ahead with the TikTok shop. You were talking about.
So, on TikTok, you used to be able to link directly to, like, your website. Like, if you were trying to sell, like, a product or whatever.
Right.
And then now, they don't, like, allow that anymore. You can't, like, link your website. Or you can't link something to, like, a video that would take you to, like, your website or whatever. So, you have to like use the TikTok shop to like sell your product. And
so what's a TikTok shop? Is that like a Shopify or something?
Oh my gosh. So,
or like an Amazon?
It's like an Amazon. So like there's a separate tab now if you go on TikTok that just says shop, and it shows all these products. So like what they're doing to sell these products is the companies will invite creators, and they give them like a percentage of the sale that they get from like the link that they can put in their video. So whenever you see a product like that, just know that they're making money off of it, and then that should deter you enough to like consider buying it or not. But like some of the stuff is cheap and some of it isn't bad, and like Amazon, you know what I mean? Some things could like work or whatever, but like these people will be like, this is the best smelling perfume I've ever had in my whole life. And you're just like, what? But they do a really good job of like they'll push the same product. So you'll see that one thing, and it's because you probably watched the video. That's why you'll see it again.
I probably watched it and I probably clicked on it.
Right. Yeah. So they're like, oh, he's thinking about it.
Okay,
we're going to pump like 10 more videos of the same
I do want to sleep on my side, but I don't know if this is the right pillow or not.
So, but yeah, so those creators, they'll have a link on their video that will take you to the shop to buy it. And then they would get a commission from the sale or whatever.
I was trying to do that with Amazon because I signed up for the I forgot affiliate
thing.
Yeah.
Partner?
So I put affiliates on my website but I don't do enough content. I think it's on hard, YouTube because like I'll say so today we're going to talk about this, and then if you want to know anything about what I'm using, it's the FX30, and I'll put the link there of my Amazon link. Yeah. So if you do want to buy an FX30, you just click on there and I get a small percentage. But I was trying to do something a little bit more aggressive with that about a year ago. I was trying to do like patio furniture that's going to be trending in the summertime. So, but my aesthetic that has nothing to do with patio furniture. Right. So most of my stuff should be geared towards the equipment
Technology.
That I use. Yeah. So I started doing that. I go, let me just go to the gear, the stands, the lenses, the lights, everything I use, and put those as links. But it's work, and it's still things that you got to like figure out.
Yeah, so and go find it on Amazon and put it there. No, 1,000%. I think that, so like, because I would say that you're an educator in photography, like your content revolves around educating people. Like I see your stories and you're like, this is what we're using, this is how I'm doing this, you know what I mean? Like you're not gatekeeping, right?
No,
like
I never gatekeep.
Me neither. I'm about that too. Like I like to share what I know with people as well. I don't use it in my personal content, but so I'm saying you do though. So I think you have to have a certain amount of followers or whatever to do the like TikTok thing, like the link thing. But like, so there's a theory that what's happening on TikTok with TikTok Shop might come to Instagram. So imagine if because like there is a shopping thing on Instagram, but it's like,
I didn't even
people
know
aren't really using it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of there. So, but if it was the same thing where a creator was linking a product directly on Instagram, and Instagram was like, because you bought it on Instagram, you would get free shipping, or there's certain sales and stuff, like that shit would blow up on Instagram, right? And so, okay, if you had to have a certain amount of followers, you could do that on Instagram. And because you already have your audience and you're like, you know what I mean? You're like an education is a part of your content. If that ever moved to Instagram, or if you wanted to do it on TikTok eventually, once your followers thing hit a certain level, I feel like gear and electronics would be a great thing for you to be like, hey, like I've genuinely used this, and yeah, I get, you know what I mean? Like you would get a commission or whatever, but you could like show off things that you've bought on there for sure.
Yeah, because I do want to get into the educational side of it eventually I started a Patreon, but it's not live yet because I want to add more videos, but I don't know when I'm going to have the time to do like the proper video of explaining everything like from scratch. Like get your camera, here's how you turn it on. Yeah. Here's how you take off the lens. Like just where do I start? And so, because people have asked me, like other photographers, like, hey, I'm just starting off. I just bought a camera. What else do I need? Yeah. And I go, okay, let me help you. And then I started doing that with 2 or 3 people. Yeah. And I go, hey, maybe I should just start doing a course. Yeah. And put it on Patreon. And if you want to like learn more, I'll keep dropping videos. Yeah. But again, I don't know if I'm gonna have the time to do that. It takes a lot of time. Yeah.
But there's definitely value in that content. No,
yeah, totally. Yeah. Do you have a favorite style of photos that you like taking?
So for the work that I've been doing is mostly for like brands now. For my own
but for your own
personal style, I'm in the process of like mastering like studio lighting and just like creative lighting, like in general, kind of like with like gels and like several flashes, things like
but
that.
But portraits.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
portraits.
Like I would say like fashion portrait.
Fashion portraits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've been using gels for a few years now, and yeah, it really just changes the dynamic of your photos. Especially if you shoot them through or bounce them off an umbrella, it kind of gives a bigger spread, which I didn't know. Even now, I don't really do that. I think I did that at Midsummer Scream. I think I had the gels pointing at the umbrellas, and but the thing is, the umbrellas were kind of sometimes in the shot, so that's kind of what I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll just shoot them straight from the sides. But it's kind of nice to have that color because I do like having some color in the photos.
Yeah.
And not making them like just flat. One thing I don't like is flat photos where it's just like lit very well.
Yeah.
And that's there's no dimension, shadow. There's no shadow.
Yeah.
Some people like that. I'm not really like.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people. I like to have dramatics in my photos.
Right. Yeah. You know? Me too. So, yeah, I would say for my own personal style, like that is like the type of photography that inspires me the most, definitely. For like my branded work and stuff like that, like what we just did with In This Moment, like I do like
that was fun.
Yeah, that was it was sandy, but you know what?
Sandy and wet.
It turned out good though. The tide was pretty high.
Oh my God, we almost got soaked.
Yeah, if it was lower, we would have got even better shots. But I'm still really proud of the way that everything turned out. The girls love them.
Yeah,
so.
that was a great shoot. It's always like challenging to do beach shoots. Yeah. I've done a few of them. I just did one recently with
my water shoes.
I wore my water shoes this last time too.
I don't mess around, bro. Literally.
The water shoes, they help because I think I showed up with sneakers. I go, oh man, I left my water shoes in the car, so I went back to get it. But no, it helps. That way you can like move around a little bit easier.
I'm not worried about slipping on nothing with my camera. Or
and then Laguna is just a nice. I love that beach.
Laguna's so pretty.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't tell us anything about the lights because I heard Laguna is like very strict about bringing gear. Oh, really? Bringing gear, yeah. But I'm like, so
not
far
there.
nobody said anything to us, and I've
not
been
over there. Yeah.
I've shot there a few times already, and nobody's really said anything. So. I wanted to ask you about Soraya. Soraya is a friend of Joey. I know that because he talked about it on my podcast. But now you guys have become really close friends.
Yes.
Probably more than Joey.
Yes. Yeah, I was like, excuse me. That's my friend.
Probably more than Joey.
So, yeah.
Because, okay, so she has a documentary coming out, I believe. Or is it out?
So.
The documentary, I know that you were interviewed and Joey was, but I think Joey didn't make the cut, but
Joey
you did.
Didn't make the cut.
I think you were telling me about that. I was like, that should be cool.
Cut. I did though, but my cut was like 2 seconds, but that's okay.
That's okay.
It's so yeah, all the way back. So I've been with Joey 10 years now, and a few months into me and Joey dating, I met Soraya, and it was through like his friend that we met her. And then we just got closer and closer, became little besties over time. But
that's cool.
I love her so much. She's like the best person ever.
I only know about her through April because April watched the she didn't watch wrestling, but she watched that show Total Divas.
Yeah.
So she told me about that.
She's so funny on Total Divas.
And so we watched it together one time, and I was like, oh, that girl is she's like a gothy, like the gothy wrestler. Yeah. So I immediately was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then she started telling me, it's like a little history. It's like, I think she knows the people at Blackcraft or something like that. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. So so then
she's really good friends with Bobby.
Yeah. So then I think when I started there, Joey had just gotten like some type of like I don't know, it was makeup line or lipstick line that they collabed on. I was like, oh, okay, so that's her. But I think I knew her as Paige from there. But her real name's Soraya.
Soraya, yeah. The way I started working at Blackcraft was for her cosmetics collab that they had together, and then I switched over to just Blackcraft after a certain time.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but we moved out here in the beginning because of her, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had moved out here and she was like, come. And we were like,
was she originally from there where you guys are from?
So she's from England, but when she was working with WWE, they have like a performance center. I don't know. They have like an HQ there. In Orlando.
In Orlando, okay.
And I think in Tampa. I don't know. But a lot of WWE wrestlers live or have lived or whatever, like in Orlando and Tampa area for that reason. So she was living there and working, flying out every week to the shows and whatever, but she was living like in Orlando. So that's like why we became friends with her. We'd see her all the time. We don't do this anymore. We're adults now, but we were in our 20s. And she literally would fly in at like 8 p.m. and be like, what bar are we going to? Or whatever.
Oh, damn.
And we'd be like, all right, we'll see you there. And we'd show up at like 11:30. Yeah, it was like, you know.
Yeah, I can't
in
do
our
that
youth.
stuff. Yeah,
I know.
In our youth. You guys you're still young.
No, now we are like grandmas. Like, we do not leave the house. Yeah. I think the last time I was out at night at all, well, right now it's nighttime, but like, you know what I mean? Like out and about, was like at Saddle Ranch.
Oh, okay. That was
a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I don't know how long ago, but
you guys, and we're supposed to go out too. I think we talked about doing an early lunch.
Yes.
Or
See, yeah, I'm like, I can do dinner and like I can go like hang out at night or whatever, but I don't want to hang out at like a bar, you know what I mean? Because I just feel like, I don't know.
Yes, that's crazy.
I don't know what to do there.
I'm glad you're thinking that at such a young age, because me still in my 30s and early 40s, I was still kind of doing that.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
And I was like, well, a lot of people now my age are still doing it. I'm like, I can't do that anymore.
Calm down.
Yeah, when somebody told me like, oh, my gig, come to my gig. I go, oh, what time is it? It's like 9. I'm like, sorry, I'm in my PJs by that time.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I don't like to be out late at night either. And I have 2 gigs coming up in October that require me to stay there till 1 a.m. I know. That's
hard, yeah.
I know. So I'm going to leave here like at 6, not get home till like 2 probably. And I feel bad for my Naja, because she's not used to not being here at night. Even when I do these events, when I come back late, I'm gone the whole day.
She's like, where the hell?
She's at the window waiting for me.
Oh,
and that's
so
what I feel
cute.
bad. And she gets all excited when she sees me coming up.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that is hard for me. It's like doing these long gigs. Right. It's like coming late and like, I'll turn down stuff if I feel like it's going to not be worth the time or money. Yeah. Like if they're like, I think somebody offered me like,
as you
literally
should.
$150.
Yeah, you're like,
for 4 hours of a 9 to 2.
I'm so sorry. I won't be able to make it on this day.
I go, no, thank you. That's not. I mean, I understand that's your budget, but I can't do it for that.
To drive and your time and your energy. Yeah.
No, that's just ridiculous.
No, 1,000%.
No, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. What were we talking about? Oh, we're talking about Soraya.
So, the documentary.
So she had this like documentary that WWE put out. It was called like Legends or something. And I know it involved other legendary wrestlers, but I'm a fake fan. I only know my friend, so I'm so sorry.
You don't know the other wrestlers?
I don't remember.
See, I followed wrestling in the 80s.
Yeah.
So I know like some of the families that are still like they have the kids wrestling, like the daughters. Like I know who Ric Flair is.
I know Ric Flair.
The
John
Harts.
Cena.
I know John Cena.
Okay.
I know the Harts family because Bret Hart was my favorite wrestler.
Hell yeah.
All the old 80s one, like Jake the Snake, like Jimmy Superfly Snook. Like I know the old wrestlers.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like,
okay, love it.
Like even Hulk Hogan, but I wasn't a Hulk Hogan fan. I never really liked Hulk Hogan. Yeah. I thought he was too like.
He crazy.
I just thought he was too
aggressive.
No, I just didn't like his style. Like it wasn't evil
McDonald's?
enough. I liked the evil characters. That's what I liked. I always rooted for the bad
villain,
guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
The heel.
I was always that, and I was always either like they look cool, or they're bad guys.
Yeah.
But if you were like a good guy, like
the baby face.
Yeah. Not that Hulk Hogan had a baby face, but
no, and they call the good guys baby faces.
Oh, okay.
And they call the villains heels.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I don't know very much, but at least I know this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the only kind of wrestling that I kind of knew. And then Obviously, Glow Wrestling I used to watch in the late 80s.
The Netflix show.
Yeah, but that was based.
Thing,
that was
right?
real.
Okay.
Because they based it off some of the characters. Like Americana was a wrestler that I liked back then. But I feel like they kind of paved the way for the women's wrestling in the going into the 2000s.
Okay.
Where like WWE now had like fully dedicated just women's wrestling, and they had their own storyline. And I didn't even know about all this stuff. That's where like that's where Paige came from, and it's like I didn't know this till I was watching Total Divas Live. I go, I didn't even know these that existed. I mean, maybe I did, but I just didn't pay attention. Because
my friend is a female wrestler. Also, my other good friend, her name is Thea. Her character's name is Zelina Vega. She's with WWE. She's like a fucking badass as well. She does all these like anime cosplays with her costumes and stuff. But those are my girls. So those are my favorite wrestlers. But there were like some crazy women that came before them. Like Lita was like, she was like a goth female wrestler before like, I want to say in the 90s. I don't know timeline, but I feel like definitely 90s, early 2000s.
Probably 90s, yeah.
Late 90s, early 2000s. I don't know how old I was. She was so cool, and she was like goth. She was like punk, gothy, whatever.
Yeah.
But there just wasn't as many of them, I feel like. Now there's so many like female wrestlers, and it's like fucking awesome.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends that are wrestlers.
Yeah.
My friend Sage Sin, shout out to Sage. Aww. She's been wrestling for a while, and she does her like I think our pumpkin. She has a pumpkin face. And she's crazy. She's like, I seen her videos. I'm like, she's like bleeding, jumping off ropes. God. She's doing all the acrobatics. I'm like,
how do you do all this?
How do you do that?
How do you train for that? I don't know. I have so much respect for them. But
I do, because they really get injured. Yeah. As you know.
Yeah.
And I watched all these documentaries on the old wrestlers too. There's like, I think there's a new one on Vince McMahon too. Who I don't really like. Oh my gosh. The stuff with him lately? Yeah, that's just nuts.
Insane, bro. He was doing some crazy shit.
No, yeah. There's actually, I think I just saw one on Netflix. It had like,
allegedly.
There's like it says McMahon versus McMahon, or I don't know what it was called. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to watch this because I just like learning about all the kind of the backstory. There was a documentary also about the old wrestlers. And how like it's kind of based off. You ever seen the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke?
No.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm like, fake. No. I'm so sorry.
No, it's a movie though.
Yeah.
But it's sort of not based on that. But I felt there was a scene that I could totally see it from the documentary, because there's a documentary where the wrestlers are like at a signing, right?
Oh, okay.
And they're like just sitting there. There's nobody really there, and they're like, a lot of them are hurt or in wheelchairs, and then there's a scene where Mickey Rourke is kind of looking around, and he's like seeing that, like, they're all hurt, and there's nobody in line. Yeah. There's like just
when they're older.
There's the one fan that's like, oh, I'll get this autograph, and it's sad. Actually.
Right? Yeah.
It makes you feel sad, and that's like
breaks my heart.
Not that I'm saying anything bad about celebrities, because I see it also at these cons that I go to, where I feel bad when there's no line for the celebrity, or there's nobody coming to see them, and like I think of the wrestler. Yeah, I'm like, I think of that scene because he's looking. I was like, this is what my life's become. I was a king. Yeah, and now I'm here at a convention signing VHS tapes.
Yeah, it's like I feel like, you gotta like live it up while you can, and appreciate it while it's there, because nothing lasts forever, right?
No, you're especially with that and type of physical
athlete in general.
Yeah, physical activity that you're doing. Even like Ric Flair, like I watched his documentary, and I didn't even know all this stuff. Story, that guy's crazy. Yeah, I would love to meet him one day. Yeah, I would love to meet that guy. Yeah. But yeah, I have total respect for all that.
But yeah, Saraya, my queen. I've known her like 10 years. I did this like little interview for her Legends documentary. Okay. She also has that movie that is about her life.
Yeah, what's it called?
Fighting with My Family.
Fighting with My Family.
And the actress who plays her in the movie is Florence Pugh, which is like fucking crazy because she's everywhere now.
Really? I've never. I have to check it out.
She's like, yeah, she's in. I'm pretty sure she's in Little Women. Pretty sure she was in Oppenheimer. She was like the side.
Oh, I saw that.
She was like Oppenheimer's side piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay,
her. She played Soraya. And then, did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
Yes, of course.
Oh my god. Okay, so my queen, Lena Headey, she played Cersei Lannister.
Cersei
played Soraya's mom in the movie.
Oh,
yeah. And then Vince Vaughn is in it. There's like
Vaughn.
Yeah, there's like so
Vince
many.
Vaughn.
Yeah, there's so many like fucking A-list amazing actors in the movie. All of them are amazing, but those are the ones that stand out the most for me.
That's great.
When they did like a premiere for the movie at Sundance Film Festival, it's like in Utah, and it's like snowy. It's like cold. We had to like, I don't know. It's like kind of a vibe because it's like a movie premiere festival, but everyone's dressed in their like winter finest, I guess. So
yeah,
it was just really cool to go with her and like kind of see her. And I got to meet Lena Headey and Florence Pugh and Vince Vaughn and The Rock or whatever, you know.
The Rock. Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Whatever he wants to be called.
Crazy. But it was like a really amazing experience, and the movie's really good, and I love her so much.
I don't even know where to find this movie at.
I don't know where it's streaming, but it's popular.
So if I just click on the search on my
you will find
smart
it.
TV,
Yeah.
it should tell me.
You'll be able to find it. Yeah.
Every time I do that, it's like, oh, you can buy it here on Amazon. I'm like, I don't want to buy it.
No, you don't have to buy it. You could definitely watch it somewhere though.
But I'll definitely support.
You should watch it. It's good if you haven't. It's a good movie.
April told me it's a good movie too.
Yeah.
She's more up on this stuff than I am. So like she schools me in these things.
And Soraya just wrote a book, so
I saw that.
The pre-orders are out. So it's not out yet, but
I actually want to buy a copy. I want to have her autograph it. Is
I
that
want her to
possible?
sign it too. Yes.
Okay.
I'll bring yours when I go get mine because I'm gonna make her sign
Well,
mine.
will she do a signing? You think?
Probably. Like,
because usually that Barnes and Noble at the Grove always does signings there for celebrities.
I don't know where. Like, I don't fucking know where she would do it, but like
that's where they do
sure
it mostly.
She would. Yeah.
That's.
I'll wait in line. She'll probably laugh. She'll be like, "What the fuck?
Why are you waiting? I don't know. Like,
I want her to write something like stupid in my book, like to be like for this dumb bitch Raquel or something. Yeah.
Yeah. She'll probably just be like, "Why are you in line?"
Yeah, I want her to write something silly in it.
Yeah. So when is that book coming out?
I don't remember when it comes out because I am fake, but I know that
end of the
you
year?
can get it pre-ordered on Amazon.
Oh, okay. It's on pre-order right now.
Yeah.
Well, that should be cool. Did you know she was writing a book?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. There's some tea in there.
There's some what?
There's some tea in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like about her. It's like a biography. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Autobiography.
And now, I want to know because BTS is obviously your band, and I never heard of them until we started working together.
Yes.
And then I quickly found out who BTS was.
Yeah, and now you
who
can't
they are.
get
I know
away
the
from
little
them.
history of them. I know their background. But yeah, because I'm familiar with K-pop for my daughter being into K-pop, and right now they're not active, correct?
They're in the military.
They're in the
right
military.
now.
Okay, so how did you first get into that band?
So,
because I thought you were like more of a rocker, gothy person, but
so I feel like with music, I'm pretty open-minded.
Okay.
Like, my family, like a lot of people were influenced by music when they were younger. You know what I mean? Like when you were growing up, kind of like what your parents showed you. For whatever reason, my parents were not that into music, and they didn't show me like, oh, this is what's on the radio right now or whatever. Like,
they didn't listen to music?
They didn't listen to a lot of music. Like, I didn't listen to like boy bands or like Britney Spears or like Christina.
Really? Even as a young Raquel, you didn't get into like Britney Spears? I thought everybody.
I know. Not me.
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
So I feel like I was kind of sheltered a little bit from like music when I was younger. My mom is from Romania, so she did show me techno.
Techno music. Is that from Romania?
It's just like I feel like what we call house music or like electronic music was really big in Europe. Like,
okay, yeah.
When you know what I mean? I don't know if it was before, but it was a big thing in Europe at like clubs and stuff. And then now obviously electronic music is super popular. But
huge.
Yeah, but when I was growing up, not so much. Oh, she's by the light. Sorry. I'm looking at the light. Okay.
It'd probably fall on me right now.
Hey, girly. She's so cute. She's adjusting the C-stand for us, you guys.
I'm nervous because I didn't put a sandbag on there.
Oh, no, yeah. She's okay.
Well, you keep an eye on it for me.
Okay.
If it falls, it'll just fall. You know, over the weekend, this C-stand I took with me at Creep It Real, and it was so windy. And I only had like a banner like on it. That was all.
Okay.
And I clipped it. But I remember I was inside that little room and I saw the wind blowing it, and it was falling over to the to that walkway.
Oh gosh.
And you know that whole thing was sticking out. I could like pull somebody's eye out, you know, easily. Yeah. And I'm just glad that didn't happen.
Right.
It was clear at that time.
Like, oh no. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm always nervous with that.
Right, with the light stands. But hey, stop eating that. She's chewing on it.
Oh, that's okay. She's fine. Come here, Nadja.
I can't tell if she's chewing your cable or not.
She is.
Oh no, you can't chew the cable. Oh shit, she got so excited. Oh, so cute. Okay.
She wants attention.
So I feel like I was a little sheltered from music. I did learn about techno and like electronic music. So that's like what I would listen to growing up. I listened to like Aqua's album, like Barbie Girl. I listened to like Daft Punk and like I'm Blue, da ba dee da. So stupid. That's what I remember listening to as a kid. And then when I was like a teenager, I got like really into music, and I was into like indie, like Postal Service bands, obviously like MCR. So that was my what I was fucking loving when I was like a teenager. And then as I grew older, I like pop music for sure. Like I like Lady Gaga. I like Lady Gaga too. You know what I mean? Electronic music. Now, like I like Sabrina Carpenter. She's probably the newest generation of like pop music that I like vibe with or whatever. I wish I had discovered BTS earlier than I did, but I've always like liked music, and if you'd ask me like who's your favorite band like a few years ago, I would be like, I don't know.
You don't have one.
Yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of bands or whatever. Now
it's just BTS.
If you would ask me, I would know who my favorite band is forever. And I wish I had learned about them earlier, but
well, that's cool that you have the passion for that, because I know like it makes you really happy when I tell you about like even when somebody like when I heard BTS at the grocery store or something, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, people.
And then like I'll text you. I'm like, I go, I heard BTS and I just thought about you. You know what I mean? Because they're playing Butter or whatever the song was.
It's the biggest compliment ever to hear that.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, that's cool. I like that you're very passionate.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, I am literally obsessed with them. You're not like the first person who's like said, "Oh, I thought of you," like when this happened or whatever, and I'm always just like, oh my gosh, like thank you so much. So yeah, I'm literally obsessed with them. They inspire me.
That's awesome. I love that. And did you ever have, going back to photography, because I always like to ask photographers this question.
Oh yeah,
because I've had it happen to me even recently. Have you ever had a photo disaster, or like something happened?
You were there, bro, right?
I was.
You came to the camp photo shoot.
Yes. Bro. Oh, that was your photo disaster.
That was my photo disaster.
I remember.
My lens like just
practically
broke.
Crying.
Yeah.
The lens wasn't working.
That was such a rough day in general.
It was such a rough day.
That was a weird day. But my lens just broke in the middle of shooting, and I had to borrow Rawl's camera, and he let me. He had his backup camera.
I told you, you want to borrow my backup camera? because I always bring backups.
I like the pictures too. Like,
I think you like I think I was getting you into Sony at that point. I go, isn't it light, Raquel? You're like, it is so light.
I'm down, bro. In a few years or whatever, next camera will weigh next to nothing.
Well, like that camera right there was only $1,200. Like,
I want to, yeah.
Like compared to some of the other cameras that are like 25 average to 3,000.
Yeah.
For a $1,200 camera to do it, that does what it does.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good because it's an APS-C crop sensor body, and to me that doesn't really. I don't care if it's full frame or if it's not. I own 2 crop sensors and 1 full frame only. So that's as long as you get the right lenses for it and you know how all the specs work.
Right. Yeah.
You'll be fine with whatever you use.
So I don't know.
It goes back to the knowledge.
I don't know what happened with my lens that day, but it just
what was it?
So.
Because I know afterwards, I don't think I got the after story. I just know like something happened to your lens. It just did it just stop working right then and there?
So in the lenses, there's like a motor.
Yeah.
And I guess the motor like died or is broken.
That's crazy.
So like when you click focus on something, the motor in the lens
shifts.
Moves it to focus. And so that doesn't work anymore.
Oh wow.
And to the point where it used to kind of be like make like a almost like
it's
like hunting,
struggling,
right? They call it like trying to find the focus or whatever. But it does not make any noise now, and even if I hit like press the photo, it just says like no. The camera says it's a message that's like you cannot take a picture.
I think you showed me
and
that.
I was like,
yeah.
What do you mean? Like, what the hell? What are you fucking talking about right now?
Yeah.
So I think I even tried like manual mode, which is like, how am I going to shoot manual focusing on a damn photo? Like, you know what I mean? Moving around everywhere. Like, what am I talking about right now? But
that would have been a disaster.
Even that, it was like, no. And I was like, okay,
no.
Well then, I should just pack up and go home. I was like, did not know what to do. Kersey was coming up there in a couple hours, and my lens like broke, and I was just like, it was so bad.
Well, it was meant to be for me to be there then.
Exactly. This is why I need
to bring the back.
Yeah.
This is why I need you to bring the backup cameras. Like, luckily, I bring them with me. I bring at least 2 cameras. Whether it's crop sensor, I told you it doesn't really matter. I'm going to give you the right lens for it because that 60 millimeter serves as a 24 on a full frame, and that's normally what you shoot in, I believe, when you're 24 to 70.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and forth, but at least you had something.
Yeah.
At any focal length, and the pictures came out really good.
I had something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so grateful.
Was it easy to like? Because I get nervous like getting on somebody else's camera that I. Was it pretty simple to figure out?
So because it was like mirrorless, the way that you change like the ISO and the aperture and the shutter speed is a little different. But that was the only thing that I had to like.
Plus, I noticed you like to shoot with the, what's it called? The eye. What's it called? Where you look into the lens.
Oh yeah.
What's it called? Some photographer I am.
Viewfinder.
The viewfinder.
Yeah, I look in there. Yeah, I'd be all up in the viewfinder. Yeah. Instead of looking at the screen.
So with the screen, I remember like on the Canon Rebel T3i that I started off with, you could not look at the screen because it didn't look the same.
Yeah.
You had to look through the viewfinder. With the mirrorless ones, as soon as I got my first A7 II, I could not wait to just use the monitor, and use the LCD screen. I'm like, oh, wow. And now I can like put my hand out here. I could go low and pull the screen. Now I'm not like doing acrobats on the floor trying to like get I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
So now when I shoot really low, I could just flip out that screen and just go down here low and like get my shots. Did you use that on the Sony camera or you just kind of shot whatever you could?
Don't remember like
you weren't doing anything crazy shots. You were just trying to get like the product shots. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was using the viewfinder.
And
I don't know why I'd be using it. Yeah. You know what I have looked up? Because like I guess I'm crazy, but when you look through the viewfinder, it's like you can still pick up light from like here. You know what I mean? It's not like totally black
No,
around your
it's not.
eye. And I want it to be like, that is my only eyeball. So they make like extended like viewfinders so that you can be like this, but it's like it like shades your eye better so that you're truly just kind of like looking through there. I don't know why I want to look through there.
You like looking through it.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, I like to know why people like doing what they're doing. Like for me, I was starting off that way, but once I went to mirrorless, I was like, oh, I'd rather just look at the screen.
Like on my camera now, I have the option to
just
the Canon? Look at the screen. Yeah.
But you don't use it?
Yeah.
Is there a reason you don't like using it?
I don't know. Like, I feel like I can't see it as well or something.
Yeah, for me, because I have these long eyelashes.
Okay.
And I'm also blind, I think, on this eye. Like, this eye is blurry. Okay. This eye is getting blurry. That's why I wear glasses. But when I look through the viewfinder...
It's harder to see.
It's hard for me to see the whole...
picture.
I could see, like, the person or subject or whatever it is. And I'll snap the picture. And then when I look at it, I go, it was off center.
The details around it.
I go, why didn't I see that? Like, why is there so much space on the right or the left or the top or the bottom? I'm like, okay, so I went back to the viewfinder, and the viewfinder is kind of showing me almost like a preview of what it would look like on the computer.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it. And that's why I use it. Now I use what's it called? The again, what kind of photographer I am. The line grids.
Oh, yeah.
So I can level out where everything's going to be centered, or if I want to do something a little creative, that's there for me. And it helps me when I have to crop something. Because I don't really want to crop because I'm losing megapixels.
Yeah, no.
So that's another reason I do want to get another camera that has, I think, 36 megapixels or 42. I can't remember. But it'll give me that space to where if I do need to crop, I'm not losing a lot of resolution for it. So therefore, I'm going to get another camera.
Get another camera. Another one.
I know, another one. Yeah. It's like I'm going to have 4 cameras. So in actual reality, I have 5 cameras, but I just don't count the Canon one because I don't really use it. And then I have an A6000 that I don't really use. It's in my room, so that's technically like 5, but I don't use those 2 because the A6000 is just an older model. Takes the older battery.
Yeah.
It's just like one of these cameras. It's a crop sensor, but I don't really use it because I don't really need to. Like I have these ones that are doing the job just fine, and the battery lasts a lot longer. That's one thing about Canon. That battery lasts forever.
Yeah,
you hardly have to charge.
Yeah.
I'm over here always
I can get through a whole
charging.
Shoot with one battery. Yeah.
You see me, like I run out of batteries like on a daily basis.
They make a big ass battery for my camera, and I'm like, I don't need it though.
Well, even the Sony, like it'll last you for like a few hours. I want it to last for weeks. I don't want it to last hours. I need it to last for a week because what if I forget tomorrow, the next day? I want it just to last.
If mine could last a day, I'm good. Because at the end of the day, like I'll charge it. You know what I mean? It's just that in the middle of it, I'm like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, like this light just ran out right now. Like
rude.
But I mean, I was gonna plug it in, but I was like, it's fully charged.
Yeah.
And then that runs out.
Yeah.
You can't win.
Like batteries, just they don't last that long.
No.
That's why I prefer things that have the option to be plugged in if you. And you said that one does too, but
no, even like the lights,
yeah.
like the Godox 8400s.
Yeah. Because some of them don't.
What I do like about that is that hey, if the battery runs out, you can always plug it in.
Yeah.
The lights I have the 80s 200s and the 300. You can't.
Yeah, and it's hard. What do you do? Yeah.
So you have to get extra batteries. Yeah. And that's what I end up doing. Yeah. So like when I'm doing events, I have backup batteries and then I have a backup flash. Because I know, so I end up using the 600 because that one I can plug in. Yeah. And that's the main one. And then the other two, I can switch out. I can switch out the batteries, but and then you got to make sure you're charging those though. But I do want the option to be able to plug it in. And I wish Godox would do something with those, at least something with where you can use a power bank or something to charge it with, because I'm using it for all day 3-day events and they need to last. So Raquel.
Yes.
Do you have any ghost stories?
Ghost stories? Yeah.
You do?
I do.
I didn't think you had any ghost stories.
I know. I'm a little bit of a scaredy cat. Because I know you get scared
really easily.
I'm a little bit of a scaredy cat.
Yes.
Okay, so.
A little bit of a scaredy cat.
So back to that restaurant that I worked in where I met Joey.
Yeah.
So it's so random. So it's in Tallahassee, which is like, it's the capital of Florida, but it's almost like Georgia. It's very like the South. The city is old because it's a Capitol building, but it just has like the college and then kind of the state's capital, and their downtown area is really small, but like a bit historic. And so this restaurant that I was working in, it had like an upstairs and it had a downstairs. And the downstairs was a quote-unquote fine dining restaurant. It was like the same owners, but just like two different restaurants. They just made the space a restaurant. The downstairs one used to be a morgue.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So we had to like, there was like a storage unit or something kind of like downstairs. So like in our upstairs restaurant, that was like, it was like a sports bar. Oh, so cute. The cat just ran by. Sorry.
Not the ghost.
No, cute ghost. In the upstairs one, we had to like bring some shit, I don't know, downstairs. And all the employees were like, downstairs is haunted, like it is. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, y'all are lying, fakers. I did not believe that shit. And they had like an elevator that went from the first floor to the downstairs floor. And
wow.
Basically they were like, okay, like this last trip I'm gonna bring all the equipment up, but the elevator's like full, so I'm gonna go by myself, and you're gonna call the elevator back, and then you'll go on the next trip up. And so I was like, okay. So I was like down there by myself.
Oh, damn.
And all of a sudden, I'm not even kidding, I heard like the chair start moving. Like, you know, like on like a wood chair on like a wood floor,
yes.
Like scooting out kind of. And I was like, the fuck? And so I was just like,
whoa.
What? And then all the lights went out. And I started like panicking.
I can imagine.
I like ran like, I honestly should have probably hit my head and like fell on the floor or something, because I couldn't see anything. Like I didn't have my phone. It was basically like a basement, but I like ran all the way like through the restaurant, like around stuff to get to like the stairs that could like manually take me up, because like that elevator was not coming back, and now all the lights are off and the chairs are moving out here apparently. So, I mean, I didn't see anything, but
no, but you felt,
I trust my instincts.
You felt something was off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why did all the lights go out?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But
a faulty...
that was the most scared of a ghost that I remember ever.
Well, the chair moving.
I don't know if my story was a little anticlimactic.
No,
because I only heard chair move.
The chair the chair moving somewhere, it's just you're by yourself, is a little weird.
Like there was no one else down there.
No,
and there's no reason the lights should have gone out either. So.
Well, I've been somewhere where things have moved. I could hear it, but when I go over there, there's nobody there. Like at Fox, like I'm not saying it was haunted, but definitely we had these what's it called, like cabinets where all the things were stored at.
Okay.
And we had like a forklift that's in between, but it's not really a forklift. It's a cherry picker. And I was coming down that thing, like, and usually customers come in because they're like normal guys and will go and grab something. So somebody banged like something right against it, because it's aluminum, right? So you hear it. So when it's coming down, I heard it. I heard, like, I stopped, and then I heard a bang. And nothing moved because it's all bolted in. So it wasn't that, and I wasn't coming down that fast. Right. So I go, hey, who's over there? Like, I figured it was one of the guys.
Right.
I go, what are you guys doing? I went over there. There was nobody there.
You're like, okay.
I go, oh, I guess it's one of the ghosts. So, and then one time, one of the like those carts, those push carts, we had like 4 of them in there. And I was talking to some guy in the front, and I already had the roll-up door closed. And then I heard those things crash into each other right next, not too far from me. And I was like, did you hear that? He goes, yeah. Somebody in there? I go, no. I'm closing up. I'm leaving.
Oh, my God.
I'm getting out of here. Anyways, so Raquel, cute. I think I'm going to end it here.
Yes. Thank you so much.
We had a good conversation. It went by so quick that we almost did 2 hours here.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but that's good because we had a lot to catch up on. And we were talking even prior to this.
Right? I know.
So we've been talking for a while.
Well, before I leave, I just wanted to say thank you, obviously, for inviting me to be on your show.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get you on since I first started the podcast.
And also just, I'm so proud of, like, all the stuff I've seen you doing over the past month or so. And
only the past month.
No, but the past year,
kidding.
I don't know, like, I see your stuff everywhere, and I see how hard you work, and you're always creating, and you inspire me to get out there too. So.
Well, it really means a lot to me because I really, really love you and adore you very much, and you're like the nicest person that I've ever worked for that was actually a boss. I'm like, that can't exist. A nice boss doesn't exist, but it's proof right here because you were so nice to me, and like, and I'm used to the opposite. You know what I mean? I told Joey the same thing. You guys were like the nicest people ever. Like, I couldn't imagine you like getting mad or cursing me out. So I always like make a joke of it.
No.
It's like, Raquel told me to fuck off. You know what I mean? She's like, get your shit out of here. Get out of here.
Imagine.
Like, it's just a different character. It just does not exist in your DNA. So,
Thank you so much.
I've missed you very much, and hopefully we can all get together for, like I said, an early lunch, early dinner because we're old.
I know, right? We're old. Like, I can hang on the couch at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same
I just
here.
can't be.
I'm not at
like
the clubs.
in my uncomfortable shoes and my tight clothing out and about
somewhere in Hollywood.
Yeah, like too late at night. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and the club opens at 10:30.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's literally. Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no, not anymore. But thank you again so much.
Do you want to give out any social media or anything where people can find you?
Oh, my
TikTok or
Instagram is Raquel, so you can follow me there.
Raquel, I like that. Just
Raquel on Instagram. And then, I mean, I have a Twitter and stuff, but I mostly talk about BTS, so you don't have to either.
I'm not surprised that you talk about BTS on there.
That's where I be talking about them, bro.
See, that thing now is going to pick up that we're talking about BTS, and
your algorithm is going to be
I'm going to start seeing ads now.
Yes. A lot of people tell me I've done that to them too.
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and we'll get together soon for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Naja, we did it. We're done with the podcast. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you, Raquel.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.